Back to the channel. I am Lady Nika and with a review on tonight's episode of The Queen's Court. This was docket number 10818. And they talked about a whole lot of stuff on tonight's episode. I decided since I was still woke to just go on and come on through and get all three of these reviews. So you'll be getting this as well as hip hop New York, Loving Hip Hop New York, as well as Loving Hip Hop Miami. All that will upload tonight, so y'all will have it. And I decided to try to do it tonight because it's three reviews on a Monday night, and it's kind of hard. But I'm trying to figure out a formula to be able to do it every night. I mean, every week with you all, so that it will fit into my work and school schedule. So tonight's episode of the Queen's Court was funny. It was real funny. They debuted tonight back after being out for the first of the year, getting them a little vacation time in. They came back. They had a podium, honey. They had them judges robes on. Child, they had the bailiff. I think that was teaching. He was the bailiff. You know, they made it really look professional, and it was cute for what it was. You know, I enjoyed watching it. We started off with the question that everybody was waiting over a week to hear about, and that's what exactly happened down to the Great Escape, according to them, the Great Extinct concert. And the story goes as such. According to what Madison and Kaya Dama said, the dishonorable judges, that they were invited by way of Tamar. Tamar watches the show. She knows the content. Once upon a time, Kaya and Toya went. I mean, not Toya. Kaya and what their whole name is? Tamar. They went back and back with each other. You know, on the roasting tip because Toya. She had a. I think Kaya roasted Ti wife or something, and that damn they goddamn Tamar jumped in and she pretty much was going back and forth with um, Kaya concerning that issue. And so they are well aware, according to what we learned on tonight. She aware of what they do on the Queen's Court. They roasted each other. She know who they be roasting, how they do it, and it has been no problem. Okay, and so she invited them because they invite somebody every city they go to come on stage. And since they do during the intermission time, and I've heard this on a couple of videos I seen on IG, people post from their time at the Great Escape Tour. During the intermission, the DJ do play My Neck and My Back. So I guess Tamar felt like that was, since that was Atlanta, they was right there. She friends with Kaya and T.S. Madison. She would invite them on over to the Great Escape Tour, and she would perform that. That's what they said they came to perform. So they did not come to discuss no Toya. But what had happened was, apparently they got there. They got through the security. You know, they went to the back. They went through makeup and wardrobe, and that's when shit took a turn for the left. Now they called out the honorable Miss Eleanor Backer, also known as T.S. Medicine Mama Miss Mary, to take the stand and testify that um there was no, nobody had any weapons, that everything seemingly was just fine until Kaya and her went to the restroom. Upon coming out of the restroom, they were stopped by security and asked, told that they couldn't go any further. Of course, Miss Mary is like, well, my daughter back there. So I guess through some communication back and forth between all the parties that needed to be involved, they eventually did allow Miss Mary to go back there. And, they back there, she trying to figure out what's going on. They were then told that they were not going to be able to do the performance with Tamar. And Vince asked them, did they want to stay for the performance, for the concert? And they said, hell no, they wasn't there for them girls, no way. They was there for Tamar. Now, according to what I was hearing on tonight, it appears that this man, this stylist, I've been hearing about him. Some guy, Stewart's with the Z on the end of his name. He allegedly is really good friends with Keisha KR, and he was a fan of the Queen's Court until the moment where I guess they roasted Keisha one time, and he didn't like them from that point on. But he decided that what he was gonna do is, instead of just keeping his mouth closed and letting things proceed on as it was, he wanted to be a little messy queen. So he decided to go and he went and he told Candy. Now, what he told Candy is not something that they know or that they said, but what they are believing is that he is the person that led them to this allegation of Kaya and T.S. Madison having weapons on them. And the way the security came, according to Backer, aka Miss Mirror, and T.S. Madison, as well as Kaya, security was kind of rough. You never know what could have happened as a result of them thinking that these people have some type of weaponry on them. And it was just not a conducive situation that they wanted to be in. So after they found out that they had been sabotaged from being able to perform on the stage with Kaya, they opted to go ahead and leave of their own fruition. Ain't nobody put them out. There's no video footage of them being put out and things like that. Now, I know for the longest time I have remained silent about this situation because I felt like, in a sense, it really wasn't something that, I wanted to weigh my opinion on until I hear all sides. Now, we, over the course of the week since it happened on New Year's Eve, have been, if you've been following it on IG, you've heard from the stylist, the guy that allegedly went to Candy and told her whatever it was that set her on fire. We've also heard, by way of other people, that what supposedly really went on. Now, according to T.S. Madison and Kaya, Candy's problem wasn't that she thought they was gonna get on there and roast Toya. Toya wasn't even a person of interest. What she was mad about, from what they're saying, is the fact that they roasted her, saying that her vagina area, her puss area, was a bit stretched out, and she didn't like that, and she wasn't going to allow them to have any shine on their stage. And Kaya and TS didn't feel that that was fair, because in every city you bring motherfuckers on stage, and they have CD pass as well. So if you mad about what it is that they say, then why do you allow other people on your to come onto the show that have done far worse things than what Kaya and Maddie is accused of doing? Also, it was a moment where I do believe I heard uh, Kaya say that when they were backstage, T.I. passed by them. He didn't make eye contact nor bother to speak to them, but he went directly into Tamar's dressing room and began to curse out her and her mama and whoever else was, her sister and them, or whoever was in there. Now, I don't know how true any of that shit is. Like I said, this is all that came out in the episode of the Queen's Court tonight. I don't know how true any of that bullshit is. All I will tell you is this, and this has been my opinion from it from day one. A, I understand both sides. Now, I do understand that Kaya and T.S. Madison is an acquired taste. She ain't thing for everybody, bitch. But if you can patronize the Breakfast Club, if you can patronize The View, if you can patronize Wendy Williams, I'm sorry, Wendy, Wendell, Bartholomew, Orenthal, Rufus, Clyde Williams, and all these other talk show places, including the Breakfast Club, who get up and they make their analysis on these celebrities based off the information that is presented before them, as we all see down to the blogs. That's all they doing, is reporting the news. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. If you can support them, you shouldn't have no problem with Kaya and T.S. Madison. However, I do realize that they are an acquired taste. They do go in a little bit hard. See, Wendy Williams used to go hard like that too when she was on the radio, but when she got that audience, she got that that video. I mean, not that video, that damn show. She had to bring that shit down a little bit, because when you in TV, it's a whole lot different ball game than when you're sitting on that radio. And I feel like in T.S. Madison and Maddie's situation, it's gonna come a time where they may have to bring it down a little bit. For right now, they have a nice little internet show. It's making them money. They doing They getting views out the wazoo. I think tonight on the after show on Kaya's IG, I heard they had over 400,000 views already, and that the show had only been interrupted because somebody decided to report the show tonight. It was interrupted all of a sudden. From what T.S. Madison said, they hadn't removed the video as of then, and this was all like 30 minutes ago. They hadn't removed the video, but they did in her live stream early. So that's why they took it on over there to IG. But now let me just tell y'all how I feel about this right here. Even though I don't understand how you can be somewhat upset about that when they talk about you because it's information that's put out on the, in the social media circuits and stuff. I understand that that is where they draw their information from. People send it in and they go in and let have. It's a roast and a gag show. Now, if you hearing the word roast, if you don't understand what the word roast is, then you need to get your Urban Dictionary and look that shit up because I ain't never heard no pleasant roast. It's always below the belt and the shit be funny lots of time, and some people just don't have the thick skin for it. Now, considering the fact that I'm sure Tamar knew Candy and the crew probably felt some kind of way about Kaya and Maddie coming onto their platform. If she had originally talked this out with them, then a lot of this shit could have been avoided. Because from what I'm understanding, they didn't come there to start no shit. They just wanted to perform. And I think that considering the fact these ladies trying to go somewhere with their platform, I don't feel like they was trying to start no goddamn shit either. But I can also understand the other side. Candy ain't Candy, and the girls ain't gonna want you on their platform when you have said such disparaging things about them. They don't have that thick skin that's gonna make them say, well, you know what, these hoes, I like them, and I know that this is just a part of what they doing, so I'm gonna go ahead and let them perform. It's very few people that's gonna see it like that. Most people gonna jump in their feelings like Candy did, and they gonna do what it takes to try to make sure that you don't get an opportunity, at least not on one that they providing. And for Tamar to have set that up, knowing that this could possibly, she had to have known. She had to have known. I think in a way she was bringing them on that stage to kind of like shake Toya a little bit because we all know Tamar and Toya are not friends anymore. They got into this big ass debacle earlier last year. Tamar, she tried to read Tamar. Tamar came back, read her child. It was a whole bunch of bullshit. So they not friends anymore. But that does not change the fact that she's still friends with Candy. She's still very close friends with Tiny. And both of them, they have both been on the docket and had them say certain things about them. And so, because of the nature of that and the fact that black people don't take a fucking joke the way some white people will. See, some white people, you can roast them all damn day long and they gonna laugh about that shit and they'll get your ass behind the scenes. These motherfucking black folks will get your ass out there in the front. And the first thing that they did was destroy the opportunity for them to get on that stage and promote. But it still backfired because in all of the shit that we done been hearing, they still got promoted. It still was a high anticipation. When I joined the live tonight, it was already at 30,000 viewers online watching in that moment. So people, whether you wanted them to be promoted or not, they still got that promotion anyway. So I guess that in a sense proves that anything that God got for you, man can't take away from you because these women still making numbers and getting their coins, okay? Now, I do think that Tamar shouldn't have invited them. I do. I know that might make some people mad, but that's the truth. When you know that these whores are sensitive the way they are, you probably should not have invited two women who have roasted the shit out of them, even though it's not personal to them. When you are the victim of a roast, it's personal to you. It might not be personal to the person that's saying it, but it's personal to you. So maybe you shouldn't have done that. But at the end of the day, it still turned out to be a plus plus for the Queen's Court because they got free full advertisement for a week on all the blogs. We've been talking about it. We've been anticipating tonight, and they came and they gave, and I wasn't disappointed at all in what they had to say. I hate that it went down like it did, and they didn't get to perform. But then again, like I said, I can understand if you roasted me to the level that you roasted them, I probably wouldn't want you on my stage as well. But That's what happened. So tonight, Candy and Tiny was the victim of a very brutal roast. Shit, they cut Candy. Well, they dug their bitches up because they said they had been buried them. They dug them bitches up. Child, they had the props, the damn shovel, and T.S. Madison was acting like she was a digging them holes up on the grave. Candy was a little bit difficult to dig up because they had to dug that. I mean, they had to put that bitch below the normal 6 to 3, 6 feet that they put you under. They put her down an additional 6. So when they got her up, she was a little voodoo doll, and they decided to cut off her pussy, and she began to disintegrate right there before their very eyes, honey. So they put that hoe to rest. Tiny, they didn't have nothing for her ass either. They said she was always gonna be T.I.'s bussy baby. But what I really want to know is if it was true, what he was back there hollering, going off on Tamar, cussing her out for, and her mama and them out for, and why Miss Tamar ain't had nothing to say about that, honey. As much mouth as Tamar got, you mean she let T.I. cuss her the fuck out and she ain't do nothing about it? Or was that a lie? I don't think it was a lie. Because remember, they only tell the truth down at the Queen's Court, honey. Mm, mm. Then we got to a scene where on the Queen's Court tonight they brought up K. Michelle. If you remember a couple of days ago, K. Michelle did a live in the middle of the night, laying in her bed like she had just a sheet wrapped around her, and she looked like she was kind of high. I ain't got no problem with K. Michelle. She do her. I admire her so whatnot, but she did get on there and she basically was, someone asked her about Kaya coming to her wedding or something, and she basically demeaned Kaya, say she can't afford a damn thing. She probably can't even afford to go to all you can eat or a dinner's or something like that. Said the bitch probably can't even afford to pay for airfare. She might be on a scooty bike. Ho, I said, damn. So Kaya had to remind her via her monkey face, because they dug that hell up too, that she ain't shit. Her pussy stank. And bitch, you don't know what kind of coins I got in my pocket. You may be a rich bitch, but apparently I'm doing something because I'm still here today. And I'm still making these little coins. Now my coins may not be as big as yours, bitch. And my coins I may not be as big or entertainer or known as you are. But at the end of the day, I got some residuals coming through this motherfucker and I'm able to maintain. So if you don't want to be the victim of a severe roast, I suggest you shut your fucking mouth and clean your pussy up and worry about your damn self and not Queen Kaya. That's basically what they told that hoe in that episode right there. Then they moved on to Wiz Khalifa. Apparently he was video taped, or somebody caught a picture of him in what looked like what they call boy panties. Boy panties, yeah. And they brought him up on the docket for indecent exposure and child endangerment because he had his little child with him. And they gave him, look, what you need to do, you need to take better care of your son and cover up your body. Your child already a child of a whore. And so you might want to be a little bit more conscientious when you around him and how you present yourself around him. Then they brought up Laura Govan on the docket, and they didn't have a whole lot to say about it because we all know by now that that rumor has been dispelled. Gloria say she ain't in no relationship with no damn Vince. She got a man, but it ain't Vince. And I'm assuming from what I've been getting, it's not her that's supposed to be pregnant. It's her friend. And of course, she wasn't gonna do no whole lot about it. Now, what I didn't like was how that bitch ass Gilbert Arenas jumped in there. Yeah, I felt like even though Tamar said in one of her final posts on her IG before she closed it down that he had told her that Laura and Vince was messing around because they was on vacation or something like that, or they had been hanging out a lot. I feel like that was very messy for him to have told her that. And then when Tamar exposed it, why didn't you just shut your damn face? You want to get on here and try to make her embarrassed talking about how you can pull out receipts about how much pussy popping she done been doing over the last year, because she went from getting a $48,000 a month in child support to $7,000, and it was basically because when they pulled their financial records, Laura had an extravagant amount of wire transfers from their various means, and he said she was popping pussy to get that damn money. Now, see, this is my thing. You may not like your baby mama, but at the end of the day, that's your baby mama, and you look like a real hoe ass bitch to sit up on camera and talk about, or sit up on social media and say the things that you say about her. If she is a hoe, she was a hoe that you didn't know that she was a hoe, because she got you not one, but I think, what, three times, 3 or 4 times, how many kids y'all got together? It took you that long to figure out she was a hoe? I don't think men realize when they get on camera or they get on social media and they blast these women they got kids by, it's a direct deflection, reflection back on you. Because what kind of bust ass nigga was you to get with her in the first goddamn place? See, I ain't been feeling Gilbert Arenas ass ever since a couple of months ago. Back here during the summer, Lupita Nyong'o was minding her own motherfucking business. She don't bother nobody. She make her movies. She be great. And the bitch mind her business. She on vacation, ain't bother nobody out there at the beach with that beautiful melanin just glistening in the sun, and he decided to say something negative about her, basically saying that because she's so damn dull, she ugly, and he didn't find that to be attractive. Well, considering that he looked like a direct descendant of Caesar, I don't see how the fuck he could even fix his mouth to say anything like that. And again, I must say, you talk about these women, but can you even pull a Lupita Nyong'o? Can you? You're a dried up basketball player with nothing but a bunch of mouth and a bunch of time on your hand, because you sit on social media like a little bitch, and you sit there and you have things to say about everybody. Fix your own damn life. That's what I would suggest for Mr. Gilbert Arenas. I never can have a respect for a man who will sit there and talk about a woman, much less the mother of his children, up under her clothes. Because, like I said, it's a direct deflection back on you, bitch. You fucked with her. You fucked with her not long enough to have not one but several kids by her. So if she was a hoe, you was a stupid ass trick that she played, and you need to get over it. Get over yourself. And you shouldn't have never put your 2 cents into that conversation when Tamar was doing all that, exposing her personal business and probably lying in the middle of all of that. You shouldn't have said a damn thing. Sometimes closed mouths is the best thing for you. I told y'all fish die by the mouth, and that bitch gonna die by the mouth because he talk too much shit. You talk a lot of shit and it don't make sense. Then Kevin McCall and Breezy came up on the docket. I don't know what the fuck is really going on. All I know is Kevin shot his goddamn self, or somebody shot him in the damn foot last weekend, and then he comes back and he's making these posts talking about if Chris Brown got any damn thing to do with it, he gon' what he'll do to him and his daughter. Let your mouth write a check that Pyru motherfuckers will cash on that ass. Now I don't think that he no hardened criminal, he no hardened motherfucking gangster, but at the same time we know he got some kind of affiliation with them. And don't fuck around and come up stinking in one of them damn trash cans down there in LA because you letting your mouth right to check your ass can't cash. Chris Brown is doing too good for himself right now. He ain't focused on you, bitch. This nigga put out a CD last year with about 40 damn songs on it, and every last one of them is a banger. This man has been breaking record after record on the charts. He got his clothing line. He been chilling. All we've been seeing him do is tend to his little baby and give back to the community and promote his good music. Why do motherfuckers always want to drag this boy back into some shit? He calm, he cool, he collected. Leave him the fuck alone and go get you some help. We see Ayana is a failure because she did not fix your life. She didn't fix your life, and she didn't give you the tools necessary for you to do it, because you still a bigger fool as you always have been. And I don't blame Eva. I would have been practicing voodoo in the basement trying to get rid of your motherfucking ass. I ain't bullshitting. You deserve that. You leave that boy alone before something bad happen, and it ain't gonna happen to him. It might come up being happening to you. Now, I don't think Chris Brown had a damn thing to do with your ass getting shot. You just a crazy motherfucker, and ain't no telling who you offended or what your dumb ass did to get into that situation. But like they said, back, bitch, and give Chris 50 feet. That's what you need to do before you fuck around and write a check that little ass can't cash, because you ain't ready for no Chris Brown. His money makes him powerful. You ain't got what he got in the bank. So if I was you, I would sit on my ass. And if y'all was sending some type of lewd pictures to the Queen's Court, don't do that unless you got proof. People Photoshop and they lie all the damn time. Stop sending them women shit that don't make no sense. And I'm glad that they had the sense enough not to show the picture and not to feed into that. If you gonna put something out on somebody, make sure you got definitive proof. Not no word of mouth and not no Photoshop shit. Bitch, we need receipts. We need receipts that are verifiable receipts down there at the Queen's Court. That's what we need to get you to do. Let me see who else they brought up on the docket. And then K Michelle, they mentioned that Trina's supposed to be in a relationship with a 21-year-old. You know, Kaya went in and let have on the bitch said she do like young men, but they young men need to pay attention and get them cat facts before you get to jumping into these relationships with these older bitches. You need to motherfucking look at their pussies and up under their arms before you sleep with them. Cut the light on, bitch. Don't cut it off. That's what they said. Uh, let me see what else happened that was really, really interesting. Mm, the Chris Brown stuff. I talked about the K Michelle situation. It was really an hour of it almost was simply them explaining what went on behind the scenes down to the escape, also known as the Great Extinct concert. And I told y'all what the fuck happened. I'm gonna try to. I saw that Kaya's video has already uploaded. You know, they put it on both of their channels. I see hers has uploaded. So for you who may not have seen tonight's episode of the Queen Court, I will link the video down in my description box. You can go over there and watch that. But they talked about a lot, but it was still not a whole lot. It was so much with just that escape thing that they really fed us and soothed us and gave us what we needed down here on, you know, this episode of the Queen's Court. They laid it all out, and I've already told y'all based off of everything I've heard what my opinion was about that situation. But that's pretty much it on what happened on the Queen's Court this week. We didn't. They called Khaled. They called Khaled peoples in Pakistan because they said that baby was down to the P Diddy house with no fucking clothes on but a pamper child. So the grandma gonna come and tell you about the baby, and Wiz Khalifa gonna take his son over there so he can play with the Chala Holla. That was a good episode. You know, they didn't get ignorant the way they really can, but they clarified a lot, and I hope that, you know, the little brief discussion that I've had here with you all was enough for you to understand. Like I said, I will link the video for tonight's Queen Court down in the description box. You can go and watch it and get your life and get your laughing on. But again, before I leave, I want to say this again. This ain't nothing but fun. Now, to the person who is getting roasted, it's never fun unless you got thick skin. I learned to have thick skin. That's why when people say stuff about me, I ain't faded by it because, see, I know who I am. And I feel like don't worry about what the fuck I look like or don't worry about my motherfucking mouth and don't worry about the fuck I'm saying. I mean, what the fuck I'm looking like. Bitch, worry about what I'm saying because while you looking at this aesthetic, you might fuck around and miss your blessing because I might say something that change your life forever. And if you're a person who can't take this type of entertainment, then I would suggest you don't watch it. That's it. But Maddie and Kaya gonna have to understand this is an acquired taste, and a lot of people ain't gonna roll with it. But bitch, I'm here for it. I gets my life. I gets me a good kiki. And I noticed a lot of people down in the comment section when they was live, people do all that fucking talking about how they don't like that damn show, but they be tuning right in. Don't you realize a view is a view? It don't matter what the fuck you say. Them women got paid for every time you brought your ass over there and peeked in on that show and started commenting down in that comment section. That's the same way I feel about YouTube. Bitch, I don't care what you say. Because at the end of the day, I got two things that you can't take from me. I got a view, and I got some of your motherfucking time. The depth of my struggle will always determine the height of my success. In the meantime, in between time, please remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and share this video wherever it is you share videos. I will see you guys next week again for next week's edition of the Queen's Court. Peace.